Hello, and we are live. So in this video we are going to see what is the power of containerization. So here I have a simple lab which we are going to do. So I want first to show you what we have. And this is day 15. So this is the lab we are going to do, and it's a crash course on Docker. Let me set you up so you can hear me clearly. Yes, so you can hear me clearly. Now, I think my sound is okay. So we are saying this, we are doing like a crash course on Docker. And how do we do it? We when you see Docker, think of it as a shipping container which you use to ship the shipping container we normally use in the physical world to ship our products. So our products are like put it inside the container, then we go and get it from the shipping yard, and to ship through a shipping container is very fast, like it's standardized. You can ship a container from here to China and the other way. So one moment. So in this lab we are doing like a crash course on Docker. So I have, if you're using MacBook, this is what I'm going to use. So the first you open your terminal, we make it bigger. Then the first thing that we need on a MacBook, I think MacBook don't support Docker natively, so you use blue install Colima. So we use Colima to do that. Also, if you don't have blue, I think in the documentation there is a way on how to install blue. So this is how the command you can use to install blue. Then here you can be able like to search for Colima and install with this command. And I think it has upgraded mine. So after doing that, then we do colima start. So with colima started, I think now if we do Docker's version, we can see something. Now we write Docker. I think yes, you can see we have Docker here. Now in our lab, which we are doing, we want to build a beautiful website, which maybe if we run it on our device, is the same thing we want. So if we go to our lab, I have this website, and if I use live server and go live, this is like the car website we have, and we wanted to learn it on Docker. So how do we do it? So you can use let me close this. You can use Dockerfile to provision. So we are using, like, this is the OS part. Here you label, like you can add your label because generated it using AI. That is why it is using this. Okay. So you can put here your label. So your label, then you use the copy command. So we are saying copy index this file we are copying it and we are putting it in the Docker, your Docker file system on this specific part of this web server. I don't know how to pronounce it. Nginx, something like that. Then we copy our start, then we expose the port number, then we run the command. This is the command we are going to run. So that is the basic explanation on why to run the Docker file. So now, how are we going to run this Docker file? So we open our terminal, then we open integrated terminal here, so that it goes directly to this folder. We check on the documentation. So we need first to build the image, the image which Docker will use. So you can build it and give it a name. So let me show you here on the command. So this tells Docker to build. Then here, this is the tag name, and we are giving it a name, and we are saying build it on current directory. That is why we have this. So we write Docker build docker t docker t docker. But you can build it even without a name. So LLM is saying in your terminal you run docker. Oh, fuck. Spelling mistake. So it is docker the env. So you can see the step 1. It is installing Nginx web server and also the operating system. So it is done step 1. They need to go to step 2, step 3, and we can see it here. So it has done the step 2. It has deployed our container. Step 3, it has copied this into the container and it has exposed this and it ran this container, and then it has like successfully built our image. So you can run docker images ps. I think docker images ps should show something. So docker ps should show the running images. So there is no running images. Like to list them, we are told to use docker image. So this is the image I have, which it was created some few minutes ago. This one, other one I created. So to run it, let me check whether we have said to run it. This is how you run it. So we are told docker run, and then you do dash d to run in detached mode, that is run in the background, and p to expose the ports, and then the name of the container, and so you can learn more about that. For that I will just copy this, then we have gotten this image, this like id. So if we do docker images again, we should see something. is not showing. So we are supposed to use docker c docker ps. So if we go to our this URL, we should see the website served from docker. So that is how we can be able like to serve to like a crash course on docker. So this one we are serving it through live server, and this one we are serving it through docker container. So we are done with part 1 of this. So we are supposed to go to part 2, where we are supposed to use Terraform to provision to use a docker provider using Terraform and do the same website. Wow. So that is how it is. So we can even do like here. We do the curl, and so we can see like the same website. So that is how we are supposed to do it. And let me check. So join us for part 2 as we are doing the provision using Terraform.